how do we, for ourselves, find a way to deal with things that maybe might come at us that aren't so pleasant? And that could be anything from what's happening in the world, or to maybe your teacher at school, maybe one of your siblings. It could be anything. Maybe a kid at the park. Who knows? But either way, it's all okay. So we're going to talk about a little bit about that. So what I want everybody to do right now is just find yourself like a comfy position. It could be cross-legged with one leg in front of the other. You can sit up on your knees, put your legs straight out, just get yourself nice and cozy. All right. Now that we're there, I would like everybody to just roll your shoulders up and down your back. Just really slowly, just kind of loosening up a little bit there. There we go. And then maybe roll them forward. Right. And wherever your feet are, do a little shake. Maybe tap them on the ground a little bit. Just loosen up. I like to lay my legs straight out and kind of just bounce them up and down a little bit. So we can do that too. All right. And then we're also going to just sit up nice and tall. And I just want to reach one arm up. So we're just going to give our side body a little bit of a stretch because we're going to be sitting for a little bit. So just reach that arm up and you can look forward or straight ahead. Take a deep breath in. And then just lower that hand down nice and slowly. Then we're going to do it with the other side. We're going to just take the other hand and just reach it slowly up. And you can gaze, you can look straight ahead or up top, it doesn't matter. Taking a deep breath in. And then just slowly lowering that hand down. Great. So now that we're a little bit loose, I invite you to give this a little try. So when we walk and we do our things throughout the day, we don't realize it, but we tend to breathe up here, which is really, really high. So what we're going to do today is we're going to fill up our belly like a big balloon. Okay, so we're going to slowly take a deep breath in through our nose and just see how that feels as our belly sort of fills up. Okay, so we'll start with that. So deep breath in through your nose. Fill up the belly, see that balloon. And now the balloon is slowly going to come in. And that breath is going to follow yourself all the way back up and out your nose. So it takes a little bit of time to practice that. So that's what we're going to do again right now. Okay, so it's connecting with our breath. Let's try that again together. Okay, your hands can be on your knees, face down or face up, wherever you're comfortable. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Filling up that belly, big balloon. And then slowly letting it back out. Awesome. See how cool that is to just pay attention to one thing. And that's something so simple that we do every day. And that's just our breath. It's just breathing, right? And that's simple enough. So it's a very easy thing to connect with throughout the day. So that's why I want us to get used to that throughout the rest of the practice. So now I would like you to just give it a try and just close down your eyes. Okay, so now as you close down your eyes, hear my voice, and we're going to do that breath one more time. Okay, so breathe in through your nose, filling up that belly. Just fill it up. Maybe take another sip of air through the nose. And then slowly let it go. Bring the belly back in. Feel that breath come up and out your nose. Excellent. One more time. Breath in. And then slowly breath out. Okay, now you can open up your eyes. That was amazing. So now we've got already one thing down, connecting with our breath. And what's really great about connecting with our breath is that when you're breathing and you're actually focusing on it, know if you're really too concerned about what's happening around you. Like maybe something happened earlier that day. Maybe your older brother bugged you, or your little sister took something from you, or something happened. But guess what? Right now, while we're breathing, everything's pretty cool, right? Right. All right. So, along with connecting with our breath, I'd like us to open up something else that's another tool that we can go to no matter what throughout the day. And it's almost just as simple. And that was what we all know as our imagination, right? We all know what it's like to see things in your mind, maybe envision something like going to Canada's Wonderland, or a birthday party with your friends, or any sort of adventure. Maybe you've watched a cool movie and you thought about it, right? Those are all things in our imagination. So we've got connecting with our breath, and now we're going to try the imagination. So I would like you guys to give it a try and just close down your eyes for me one more time, okay? Close down the eyes. Now just hear my voice and keep breathing those slow, long breaths, like filling up your belly. Okay, so now we got that. Now I want you to picture walking into, let's say, one of my childhood favorite things was this a magical forest. Okay, so picture trees and flowers, and everything is sort of sparkling, and it just feels happy. So now just imagine yourself walking up to that forest. And as you slowly walk in, can you see it? And whatever you want to see, maybe it's a little rabbit or a deer, flowers, just all around you. And maybe the sun is peeping in through the trees. Maybe you feel the sun, feel how warm it is as you continue to connect with your breath, and then keep walking. And maybe you see a tree house. That's one thing I will say. I've always wanted to have a tree house. So I see this ladder, and it's just on the big, huge bark of a tree. And you start to walk towards the ladder. And then you notice, hey, I can hop up this ladder. So now see yourself grabbing on to one of the wood planks of the ladder, and then you pull yourself up, and then maybe bring up another leg, and your foot hooks onto it. Oh my gosh, now I can start climbing up. So as you're climbing up, go very slowly. See the tree trunk, see the darkness of that tree. And while you're doing this, still keep breathing, connecting with our breath, and climb up, up, up. And then as you look up halfway, or you're almost to the top, you see this door. How cool is that? I can actually go through this door and inside this cool tree house. So keep going, keep going. Now use your hand and lift up and push open that door. Maybe it could be pink, red, blue, purple, but it's a door. And then slowly climb yourself up into this amazing, cool little tree house. Maybe you've got little small couches in there and big pillows for you to sit on. Great. Now I want you guys to take another moment to take it all in. Maybe there's purple pillows and blue pillows, and they're all nice and fluffy. Maybe there's some stuffed animals in there too. Great. Now slowly open back up your eyes. And I'm still here. And we're actually still here in this room together. But guess what we did? We used our wonderful imagination, and we were able to go somewhere and actually be here at the same time. So what I invite you guys to think of is, if something maybe doesn't feel right at home or at school, and you know what? Sometimes we are going to feel a little sad, or maybe a little confused, or a little bit of angry. All of that is okay. That's every single part of our emotions is a part of us. So when we have those ones, I say, it's okay. If you want to go into your room and be by yourself for a second, or into the bathroom, or wherever it is that you feel like you can maybe take a moment for yourself. And maybe it's sitting on the couch even beside the rest of your family. That's okay too. But guess what? Right there and then, what can we do? Take a breath in through your nose, right? Fill up that belly. And as you're doing that breathing in that moment, you're not really thinking about anything else. We're thinking about our breath, right? Right. And then the next thing is using that wonderful imagination. So for me, it was a tree house, the forest magical tree house. But for you, it could be anything else, right? So, okay, great. So we got it. Thumbs up. We got that place. We know how to get there. Excellent. All right. So moving on from that. So we did a little bit of that where we closed our eyes, right? And I guided you through that. Now, I may not be there all the time, but it doesn't mean that you still can't find that place whenever you need to. Okay? So that's what we call this sort of mindfulness meditation. The reason why they asked me to come out here today. So that's a little bit of a taste of what we do. Okay? So when we're doing that, we're actually becoming present in this moment, right? Because right here, you're watching me because I'm talking to you, and I'm hopefully you're not thinking about going to the park later. I mean, I'm sure you will, but I love that I have your attention right now, right? So being in this moment, right here, right now, which is present, doesn't matter what happened last week, and we're not worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to have fun right here, right now, in this moment, right? So that's how we also sort of develop what we call focus, right? So you want to focus at something. So we're going to go to the next little exercise here, okay? So when it comes to connecting with the breath and using our imagination, another part of being mindful in this moment, okay, is meditation. The meditation doesn't always have to be where you see, them sitting down. You probably see yogis, sitting up tall, and you might have seen that before. But another form of meditation is a moving one. So let's say you have to clean up your bedroom, right? So while you're in your room, the next time you have to put away laundry or maybe make up your bed, what I would say, what I try to do sometimes is I just focus on that. So that way I'm in this moment right here and right now, folding up my clothes, making up my bed, right? And I'm not thinking about all these other things. Yeah, I have some homework that might have to get done, and my mom wants me to put the dishes away, and maybe there's other things. But right now, we're going to do the task at hand, right? Now, if you can, and I see little Ava over there, if you have a ball or an object around you, do you want to try to grab something? Maybe it can be like a converter, it can be a book. Do you have anything? I'll give you a second to just grab something. Yeah, anything will do. Perfect, okay? I just happen to have my son Moses's little basketball here. So taking the book or the remote, whatever it is in your hand, okay? So all I want you to do is just feel it. Just rub your hands around it. You know what? I'm going to join you, and I'm going to grab this remote control, okay? So as we have this in our hand, right? Feel the edges of it. Because I'm sure you've used the remote to turn on the TV, or you flipped a book open, or you played with a ball, but did you actually ever really look at the object? Just turn it around and see that it's a little narrower on one side. Does it have edges? Right? There you go. You got an object in your hand. So this is focusing on just this object, right? There you go. Now take the object in one hand and now close your eyes. So with your eyes closed, feel the heaviness and the weight of the object in your hand. Now move it on to the other hand and see if that feels a little bit different. It might not. And that's what we call being mindful, right? Being mindful in this moment. It's actually focusing on something that's right in front of us that we may not really have noticed it before, right? So if that was pretty cool, you can do that anytime you want as well, right? You can just grab something and say, you know what? I'm going to inspect this object. I'm going to take a look at it and just be present right here, right now, and take a look, right? Excellent. So now that we've had a little bit of a break and we did a little bit of an exercise, we're going to go back to one more time with a little bit of meditation. The one we're going to sit and breathe, and I'm going to open up your imagination again, and we're going to do that together. Okay, so find that comfy spot, whatever you got to do to sit there, right? Great. And then close down your eyes. There you go. Take that deep breath through your nose, filling up your belly. And then slowly draw your belly in. Great. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to imagine that there is a big, bright light, and it's circling right in the middle of your chest, right where your heart is, just underneath your neck, right in the middle. Okay? So think about a nice, big, white light. So when we do that, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of sound. Okay? So just breathe in, fill up the belly, and just breathe out. And just relax. You don't have to force the breath, just let it flow naturally in and out. And now see that bright white light that sort of just starts to now surround your whole body. So if your eyes were open, all you would see is this nice bright white light. So just keep your eyes closed and try to see that light around you, and tying in how we can help others. You can do the same thing for them too. So in your mind, with your eyes closed, maybe you can see your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your grandfather, a friend at school, anybody else that you want to share this amazing, warm, bright, white, loving energy from. And that's what we call the light. It's kind of like positive energy, right? Makes everything feel a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter. And keep breathing in through your nose, out through your nose, quieting everything down. There you go. That's excellent. Breathing in and breathing out. Wrap that white light around anybody that you want, or just keep it all around your own body. Feeling how calm and peaceful that is. Nice, good job. Keep going, keep breathing. In and out. Excellent. So now we can take a little break from that. You can slowly, slowly open up your eyes. How was that? Did that make anybody feel good? Can I get a thumbs up or not? Yes? Thank you. Awesome. So that's just another way that we sort of start to bring in meditation, right? So we've talked about moving meditation, where you're just focused on making your bed or just getting your homework done, right? Maybe you got to write something down, your teacher wants you to do something. So you're staying in that moment. And the whole time you're doing any of these things, you always have your breath, right? So just slow down your breath, breathing it in so that it's nice and big and in our belly, and then breathing it out. Sometimes you might want to do that before you get started, and you just focus on what it is that you're doing. The other thing we talked about was grabbing, an object, a book, a ball, like anything. I love having a notebook with me sometimes, and if I feel like it, I just flip it open and I just write stuff down. There's always things that you can do when you're not doing a task like making up your bed. There's things that you can do when you just feel like taking a break. right? So one of the things that I'd also love for you guys to see right now is, you know, finding like that happy feeling. So if there's something, whether it be opening up a present or running into Chuck E. Cheese, maybe a birthday party, anything, seeing your grandma for the first time in a while, anything that makes you feel happy, give yourself a second to just find that happy thing for you. Okay? So when you start to think about it, and I'm going to do it too, you close your eyes and think about that feeling, that happiness. Like you could feel it right now as if it's happening again, right? Remember, we can use our imagination and visit that anytime we want and remember that time and how it made us feel, and oh, how it made us feel so happy, right? So I'm going to share with you guys right now is that what makes me happy is just having you all here. Like, how fantastic is that, right? We're all here in this moment, and that happiness, what we also call joy, is something and it's a place. We're sitting right here in your living room or your bedroom, and we were able to find that, right? So as we ground down with our breath, you know, you're welcome to use my little trip up that strong tree that was able to hold up a tree house, right? And then you go to that place whenever you want in any moment of time. And you know what else happens, which is kind of cool as well? When you feel happy, right? And you find that feeling, it kind of lets off, if you can, work with me here, like an energy vibration, right? So when you're feeling good inside, you know what can happen? The people around you will feel that, right? You might walk into the room and you might see, feel maybe something happened, and maybe, it might not be, maybe something on the TV wasn't nice or whatever it is, but your own energy, which I can feel right now because just being online with you guys, it just feels so powerful, is something you can do anytime, right? So we connect with our breath. We use that imagination. We focus on one thing, and then we find that happy feeling, right? That happy, amazing feeling. And that can spread out to everybody around us. Whether we want it to or not, it's probably going to happen. And it kind of helps to shift the vibration of whatever else is going on in the world, because there's going to be stuff that we can't control, right? There's going to be things on the news, there's going to be things outside and at the store and the malls and all that other stuff, right? So what we want to do is know that through mindfulness and meditation, we can come back here anytime we want. And that's why I wanted you to walk through that lightness, knowing that you can protect yourselves and the loved ones around you anytime you want. Okay, so before we end off, I'm going to give you guys one more thing that I want you to try. Okay, and this might be something that you could use toward, let's say you want to make the basketball team, or maybe you want to play gymnastics, or maybe you want to conquer riding a bike because you don't ride a two-wheeler yet. Whatever it is that you feel like you want to do you know that you can actually see yourself already doing it in your mind using that same imagination? So it doesn't always apply to things that you have done in the past or things that you just want to make up. You can actually use that towards something that you want to achieve. So that's pretty cool too, right? So that's tying in mindfulness, meditation, and that amazing imagination that we have. And it's bringing you into this moment right here, right? So if you enjoy this and how this is making you feel, it might be something that you can bring into a new habit. Maybe you want to do this in the morning before you start school. Maybe you want to do this before you go to bed at night, right? Use that imagination, connect with the breath, right? And maybe see yourself, whether it be, my son plays basketball, so I tell him all the time, I say, see yourself making the shots. Just see it in your mind, making the shots, right? And sometimes doing it in your mind is almost the same thing as doing it on the court, because sometimes we're not able to get out to the court. So you can do that with anything you want. So what we're going to do now is, we've talked a lot about the different forms of meditation, mindfulness, these sort of like what I like to call life tools, right? That you have within your own self, within your own body, your mind, right? So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our hands. Okay? So that's, again, some mindfulness. So you don't really say, I am hand, right? We say, I have a hand. So if you look at your hands, right, you just kind of look at them a little bit and say, all right, I got some hands. I got 5 fingers, well, 4 fingers and a thumb, right? You can wiggle them. You can use them to wave. You can use them to do funky things if you want, right? Do whatever you want. You can use them to smile, exactly. So you can use your hands with whatever way you want. So now with your hands, you're going to mindfully place them just on your knees, okay? Facing up or face down is okay, but now that you've been noticing, okay, I'm not just plopping something down on my knees, I'm popping my beautiful hands, right? And as you pop your hands down, I want you to close your eyes. There you go. Now connect back to our breath, right? Breathing in and breathing out. You can use this time to think about anything you choose now. The white light, the tree house, the park by your house, maybe your gymnastics team or dance class, maybe just the beautifulness of your bedroom, bed. Think of anything you want. Keep breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. That's it. Filling up your belly nice and slowly. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep going a little bit longer. You got this. And if any thoughts come in, it's okay. Just see them and let them keep going. Connect back to your breath. Nice and slowly. Breathing in. And breathing out. You're doing great. Look at that. Keep going. Use your mind to picture anything you want, or just quiet it all together and just be here and in this moment, listening to the music, to my voice, and just know that there isn't anything that you can't do. So you want to say to yourself that I am amazing and I am powerful, I am strong, I'm a genius, right? All right, so slowly open up your eyes. And that's what I want to say to each and every one of you, okay? You can use the mind to take you to a place that needs you to use those tools to calm down, and you don't even have to do it if you're upset. You can do this at any time of the day, right? You just know that, hey, you know what? I learned something new, just like, watching TV or, playing skip rope or something. I kind of like this meditation thing a little bit. I kind of like being mindful, right? Because I can do it at any time. And who knew that something so simple with your breath, just connecting to it, kind of feels nice. It kind of slows things down a little bit, right? So you've got your breath, your imagination, right? You have that physical mindfulness of just grabbing any object and using it, and you can put it towards anything you want. And the whole amazing thing, the end is, it all makes you feel really, really, really good. So I feel really, really good today because it was an honor to be here to share this time and this experience with you. And I want you to know that when I am in this place and you are in this place, I do believe that we are all connected and we are all one. So keep finding those happy feelings, because I know that wherever it is that you live, that's going to spread out so far that I want to feel some of that happiness too. And I'm going to do the same thing. Does that sound like a good deal? Can you do that for me? Because I want to feel that too. Sometimes I feel a little bit sad. Thanks, guys, so much for coming here today and allowing me to guide you through this. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day. And it was great to see you all. Mwah.